Hello everybody, welcome to the Lesson Planning Basics webinar using Planbook Plus. My name is Ruth and I'm here with my colleague Tabitha.
Hello everyone.
And we are both members of the Planbook Plus training team. Today we're going to take about 30 minutes, including a short question and answer session at the end of the presentation. Our goal today is to go over the power of Planbook Plus and how Planbook Plus can help with your planning needs. Everyone has been placed in listeners mode at the beginning of the webinar. This will help to eliminate any background noise. Please feel free to use the chat feature at any time during the presentation to ask questions. Now let's go over the agenda for today's webinar. What is Planbook Plus? Planning basics using the calendar, timeline, and weekly planner planning tools. Setting your preferences, teacher sharing, and what is Master Planner, our new subscription level. Let's start today with what is Planbook Plus. Planbook Plus isn't your ordinary lesson planning tool. It is a powerful, full-featured online lesson planner that allows you to take control of your lesson planning experience. Everyone plans a little differently. Are you a long-range planner? Our timeline view is a tremendous tool to allow for big picture, longitudinal planning across a school year. With this tool, you can move out of your week-to-week concepts and plan out how you want your year to flow. Do you find structure and organization in a week-to-week or even day-to-day planning adjustments? To easily update or modify your year as your year goes on, consider using the calendar view or weekly planner. The weekly planner also lets you view your upcoming lessons at one easy glance. Yes, Planbook Plus is the most powerful teacher planning tool on the market. However, we are so much more than just a plan book. Our fully integrated gradebook and student sharing accounts allows teachers to manage and communicate their classroom activities as never before. With thousands of online lessons, teachers can now expand their classroom borders to augment and differentiate instruction. Planbook Plus's integrated online lessons and gradebook allow teachers to plan, deliver, and grade lessons all in one comprehensive system, all for the cost of less than one textbook. Planbook Plus, expert planning, and so much more. Now let's move on to the demonstration portion of today's webinar. I'm going to pass it over to Tabitha, who's going to start with our calendar planning tool.
When logging into Planbook Plus, you are first taken to the calendar view. The calendar view is going to be where you do your daily planning, or you may use this on an everyday basis to help guide you through your day. The drop-down menu will display the planbook you are currently editing as you move through the different views. The calendar view allows you to view multiple planbooks by using the planbook drop-down menu and selecting the planbooks you want to view. The calendar puts your planbooks in order based on the times that you have set. Another unique feature of the calendar view is the filter dropdown. The filter dropdown is going to allow you to customize the elements you want to see in your calendar view. You may want to select a default to always show your goals, objectives, materials, essential questions. If these are the elements you would like to view on a regular basis, you would want to set your default by clicking Set to Default. You may want to view additional elements that are not in your default at a later date. You can do that by checking off these elements. The elements will all load as they are selected. If the view becomes too overwhelming and you want to go back to your default, you can simply click Load Default. The calendar can be viewed in a day mode or a week mode, which will show you the entire week or just one day at a time. The calendar view has navigation tools that allow you to jump forward or back a week, and you can also use the date selector to select another day during the month. Planbook Plus allows you to print your calendar exactly how it is seen on screen. Once you have set your filtering options, click the Print button. This will give you a PDF screenshot of your calendar view. If you wish to change the PDF screenshot and what it contains, go back to the calendar view and change your planbook and filter option settings. To begin putting lesson plans in, you can click the drop-down arrow next to the lesson name and select Edit Lesson, or by clicking on the lesson name. Once you click to edit your lesson, you are taken to the Planbook Item Edit page. Here is where you can enter all the details of your lesson plan. You are first taken to the Elements tab, which will allow you to type your lesson plans in. Currently, I am using the default element design template. However, this can be customized by clicking on the Customize Element Design button, which we will go over later on. Once you have created your design, you can begin planning. Simply click in a text box and begin typing. Once you are done, click on the next text box. You will notice your changes have automatically been saved. Now you can enter your materials: pencil, paper, rulers. Since this is a list, I am going to check the box that says Enable Auto Bulleting. This will automatically bullet each line in the text box. Now that we have entered all the details of our lesson plan, we can begin attaching standards. Planbook Plus allows you to attach standards two different ways: by clicking on the Edit button and simply typing or copying and pasting standards from another document, or by using our preloaded standards picker. To pick standards from our standards picker, click the Add Standards button. A pop-up window will display, allowing you to choose your state and standards. Select your state, your subject, and your grade level. You can use the search bar to search for a keyword, or you can use the tree to find a specific standard. You can add standards at the lowest level, which would be the standard level, or the highest level, which will select everything beneath that. Once you are done, click on the Finish button. This will attach the chosen standards to your lesson plan. If you made a mistake and would like to remove standards, click the checkbox next to the standards you would like to remove and click the Remove Selected button. If you are looking for a set of standards that are not loaded into Planbook Plus, please reach out to our support team and we will be happy to get those on a list to load in for you. The next tab we will go over is the Resources tab. The Resources tab allows you to add different types of resources. All Planbook Plus users have the ability to add files, websites, and text resources. If you are a Master Planner user, you have the ability to add online lessons. Simply select the type of resource you would like to add. In this case, I will select an online lesson resource. Click the Add Resource and select New Online Lesson. A pop-up window will display. By using the search criteria, you can narrow down your search down to a specific topic area or lesson, or you can browse without using the search criteria. For this example, I am going to narrow my search down to a grade level and topic area by typing in the keyword box. I am going to search for grade 7 and triangles. You can see 2 lessons have appeared. Currently, Planbook Plus offers lessons in all major subject areas. We have Geometry, Algebra 1 and 2, Living Environment and Chemistry, Global 1 and 2, U.S. History, Government and Economics. For English, we have short text, novels, parts of speech, and grammar. And for the younger grades, we have grade 1 through 8 math and ELA, response to intervention lessons. The next step is to decide when you want to share this resource with your students by using the Student Sharing drop-down arrow. All subscription levels have the ability to share resources with their students. Only Master Planners have the ability to share online lessons with their students. If Not Shared is picked, students will never see this resource. This may be helpful when adding a test answer key. If Shared Immediately is picked, students will see the resource immediately, but you will have the option to hide it at any time from the calendar view. If Shared Manually is picked, students will not see this resource until you decide to share it. The sharing option can be enabled on the calendar view. If Share on Date is picked, this resource will become available and continue to be available on the lesson date. For example, if today was Tuesday, and I added this to my Friday lesson plans, this resource would be available for students to see on Friday. Now that we have set our filtered and sharing options, we are now ready to add an online lesson. To preview a lesson, simply click on the lesson name. This will give you a preview of the lesson exactly how your students will see it. Each lesson is structured in a template format. All of our lessons contain introductions, jumpstart, visual models or learning components, which contain the learning piece, skill builders for the younger grades or prior knowledge for the older grades. The guided and independent practice portion of the lesson will contain multiple choice and essay questions. Once you have found the lesson you want to give to your students, check the box or boxes next to the lesson names and click the Add button. This will now add the resource to your resources list. Notice that links, files, and lessons become clickable, which will take you directly to the resource or download the resource in a new Internet tab. If you wish to delete a resource, simply click on the checkbox next to the resource you would like to remove and click the Delete Selected button. The last tab we will go over is the Overview tab. The Overview tab allows you to change the main details of your lesson, such as the name, the time, the duration, and the start date. Master planners and advanced planners also have the option to add their lesson name to their gradebook. This can all be done by clicking on the Edit button. Now that we have entered our first lesson plan, let's return to the calendar view to see these changes. You can now see all the details we have entered are updated in the calendar view. The next way to plan in Planbook Plus is by using our timeline view, which Ruth will go over.
The timeline planning tool is a feature that is unique to Planbook Plus. It is a quick and easy way to scope and sequence your course for long-term planning and fill in the details later. This will be great for teachers who want to plan out over this summer, or teachers who collaborate with team teachers at grade level meetings or common planning times. When you arrive on the timeline planning tool, you will see that there are two sides to the timeline tool: the outline side on the left and the timeline side on the right. We are going to start out today by creating an outline for our course. There are two different add buttons at the top of the timeline. There is an add item below and an add sub-item button. The add item below button will add an item at the highest level of your outline, or it will add an item at the same level as the selected item. The add sub-item button will add an item below the selected lesson. Adding a sub-item is how you will group your lessons by unit or quarter. I'm going to start out today by adding a few items to my timeline. I'll click on the Add Item button a few times, and once you've added a few items, you will see them populating below in your outline. You can now rename those items by simply double-clicking the item, typing in the name, and clicking Enter. It's as easy as that. Simply double-click the name, type in the new name, and click Enter. Now that we have a few items in our timeline, let's organize those items into groups or units. I am going to start by adding another item at the bottom of all of our items. Let's name this Unit 1. Simply drag and drop the items into the unit. Many of you may already have items in your plan book, and this is the method that you're going to use to organize your lessons into units and quarters. If you are working on an outline from scratch, then you can also create these units and groups as you are outlining your lessons. So now I'm going to create another unit underneath Unit 1. So I want to add an item at the same level as Unit 1. So I'm going to highlight Unit 1 and click on Add Item below. Let me rename this Unit 2. Now let me add a few items into Unit 2. I'm going to click on Unit 2 and then click on Add Sub-Item. Once you add the sub-item, all the other items will be added below. Now let me add a few more items in Unit 2. Again, at this point, I can rename the lessons by simply double-clicking, typing in the name, and clicking Enter. And you can group these lessons even further by semester, quarter, or month. You can create another item at the bottom and name that Quarter 1. Now you can drag your entire Unit 1 group into Quarter 1. Now when you expand, you can see the entire outline. You will see that each item defaults to 1 day, and the units are calculated based on that. If you know you are planning a lesson that takes more than 1 day, plan that out now while you're outlining. You can do that by dragging the name of the lesson and highlighting the number of days on the timeline that that lesson should cover. If you need to delete an item, you can highlight that item in the outline and click Delete. Or you can click on the X inside that item on the timeline. Now I'm going to pass it over to Tabitha, who's going to go over our weekly planner planning tool.
Our final way to plan is by using the weekly planner view. Our weekly planner allows you to view your week at a glance. You can see that we have the same navigation features by using the forward and back arrows to jump week by week, or by using the date selector to select a specific day. The weekly planner also has the same filter options as the calendar view. You can filter the elements you want to edit by selecting those elements in the filter dropdown. The weekly planner will remember your default filter options. You can also access the Customize Element Design page, which will allow you to customize your template with the different elements. The weekly planner works similar to the Planbook Item Edit page, where you can click in the text box and begin typing. Once you click off that text box, your changes will automatically save. A few things that I would like to point out is by clicking on the lesson name, this will take you back to the Planbook Item Edit page, where you can pick standards and attach resources to your lesson plans. The weekly planner gives you the flexibility to add a standards description by using the text box, or by picking standards by clicking the Attach Standards link, which will also bring you back to the Planbook Item Edit page. Here is where you can pick from our standards picker. The last feature I would like to discuss on this page is the Print to PDF button. This button will take all your lesson plans for the week and put them into a PDF file, which could be printed or emailed to your administrator. You can use this for substitute teachers as well. This report and other reports can be accessed by visiting the Reports page. The next page we are going to discuss is the Settings page, which Ruth will go over in detail.
For each plan book, you have a Settings page. This is where you will rename, mark the plan books as active or inactive, and set your start dates and times for that plan book. You can also set and edit your holidays in your Settings page. If you set up using the wizard, you may have set up your shared holidays already. Shared holidays are global holidays across all plan books. You can also set specific non-teaching days or custom holidays per plan book. An example of a custom holiday would be a field trip or an assembly that may only affect part of your school day. From the plan book settings, you can also add or update your scheduling for that plan book. Everyday scheduling would be if you teach this course Monday through Friday. We also offer A/B scheduling, custom rotation scheduling, which will determine how many days you have in your rotation and choose what days you teach those specific classes. Then we also offer weekday scheduling, which would be if you teach specific classes on specific days of the week. You will select the days applicable for this plan book. The next tab in plan book settings is the Design tab. This is where you will find the Custom Element Designer. If you have set up your elements in the wizard, you can edit them here with the pencil. You will want to edit the sharing options for each of your elements. Click the pencil icon to edit the name or sharing options. The student sharing options that we offer for your custom elements are going to be not shared, which would never share that information with your students. Share immediately, which it would be available at any time for your students to view. Shared manually would mean that there's a checkbox on your calendar for when you would like to release that information to the students. And shared on date is going to automatically release that information to the students on the date of your lesson plan. Add a new element at the bottom by simply inputting a name and choosing the sharing options. If you want to reuse a template from another plan book, you can append that design into your current plan book. All elements can also be rearranged simply by clicking and dragging them to the location you desire. The next tab in our plan book settings is Teacher Sharing. Teacher Sharing is new to our planner subscribers. Once you click on the tab, what you need to do is simply input the email address for the teacher you wish to share, and their email address must be the same as their PlanBook Plus account. Click the Check User button to verify that email account, and then click Save. This will share the plan book with that teacher. You can remove sharing at any point by finding the teacher name in the above grid and clicking on the delete icon to remove the sharing. Now that you know how to share a plan book with another teacher, let's take a look at how to view a plan book shared with you. You can see a list of plan books shared with you on the Plan Book search page. That can be accessed by clicking on the My Plan Books menu and choosing Plan Book Search, or by clicking on the PlanBook Plus logo in the upper left corner of the top navigation. Once you are at the PlanBook search page, change the search to show Plan Book Shared with Me. You can click to view that plan book in any of our views, copy that plan book as it is by clicking on the Copy button. If you want to copy parts of that plan book and map your custom elements, click on the timeline. Once you are on the timeline, you can select the units and click Copy and follow the steps in the Copy Wizard. You can learn more about the PlanBook Copy Wizard by visiting our support portal for a tutorial. So now we've covered our PlanBook basics, so what we're going to do is jump back into our webinar panel, and we're going to give you a quick survey about the 3 different planning tools and which one you would prefer. If you could take a few minutes to fill out that survey, we would greatly appreciate your feedback. And then also we'll pick up with discussing our new subscription level Master Planner. Now let's take a few minutes to discuss our Master Planner subscription level, which is brand new to PlanBook Plus. Master Planner with PlanBook Plus is going to allow you to plan like never before, and no other plan book can deliver more. Not only is it going to be the power of PlanBook Plus's lesson planning software, but it's going to give you access for your students to log in to take online lessons that are built into our system for you to attach to your lesson plans. It also has a fully integrated gradebook that's going to allow you to track and monitor your students' progress on the online lesson as well as your lesson plans. Now I'm going to pass it over to Tabitha, who's going to discuss student access in PlanBook Plus.
Planner and Advanced Planner subscription levels can give access to their calendar page to students, parents, or administrators by creating a unique link that has the option of being password protected. This link can be distributed on a syllabus or class webpage. Student access and student sharing options work hand in hand. Depending on the options you have set for your elements, students, parents, or administrators will only be able to view what you allow them to see. Master Planner subscribers can give student access by setting up classes and student rosters. The teacher will have the ability to create secure student logins. Once a student login has been created, students can access online lessons that have been assigned to your class. Students will also be able to view the elements of your lesson plans that were set to share with them. As we discussed earlier, master planners can expand the boundaries of their classroom by picking from thousands of interactive lessons to assign to students. These lessons are searchable by grade, topic, or keyword and can be used for homework, extra help, or in-class work.
Advanced and Master Planner subscriptions will both get access to the built-in gradebook. Master Planners will be able to see the grades of the students taking online lessons, and both subscriptions will be able to create custom assignments from your gradebook lesson plans. The fully integrated gradebook will allow you to track and monitor your students' progress online with their online lessons and your daily lesson plans. That wraps up the presentation for today. We hope you are able to successfully start planning with Planbook Plus, and we hope that you're able to attend our upcoming Intro to Master Planner webinar, which will go into more details on how to use the gradebook, the online lessons, and our student access logins. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. We'll stick around for questions if anybody has them. Please feel free to chat those into the chat box.